Howdy folks, welcome to the channel Rockin' a Country. I'm Don. I have a gift request from none other than Kyle Perkins, who lives in Beaver, Utah. Every so often I gotta sport the hat. I gotta at least show it, right Kyle? I hope things are going well in your neck of the woods. And KP made a gift request for me to do Skip Ewing's The Gospel According to Luke. And now this isn't a gospel song per se, as the title might suggest, but I did this one about 6 years ago. And it was the only time I'd heard this song. Don't remember it well, but as it kicks up, I'll remember it. But I like to see how I feel about songs the second time around, usually with at least a year in between when I hear them. Not always, but generally speaking. So anyway, thank you for the gift and request, KP. Here we go. This is gorgeous beginning to a song.
He was an old hand at living and making his way. He smelled like old whiskey and he needed a shave. His home was an alley off 8th Avenue. And if you had a minute or an hour or two, he'd tell you the gospel according to Luke. Luke carried his Bible in a Crown Royal bag, and he wiped off his brow with an old dirty rag. And he'd tell you straight out just the way he believed, that faith in the good Lord is all that you need. And I remember the morning he first preached to me. He said, give to your brother if he is in need. Offer up thanks for the gifts you receive. There's treasure in heaven for the generous few. And that was the gospel according to Luke.
It's very practical.
So I bought him breakfast at the Daylight Cafe. Biscuits and gravy, hot coffee and eggs. He was hungry and ragged, hadn't eaten in days. But I was the one there who felt out of place when he folded his hands, bowed his head and said grace.
That's what you call inspiration. You see someone else doing something that you value, but you're not doing it, they inspire you to do it.
A week ago Wednesday, I saw him again, downtown at the Mission, surrounded by friends, handing out all the change he'd collected that week, saying you boys might need this a lot more than me. And I try hard to practice the words that I preach. Give to your brother if he is in need. Offer up thanks for the gifts you receive. There's treasure in heaven for the generous few. And that was the gospel according to Luke. He was an old hand at living and making his way. He smelled like old whiskey and he needed a shave. His home was an alley off 8th Avenue. And if you had a minute or an hour or two, he'd tell you the gospel according to Luke.
This kind of reminds me, part of it, of the song by Travis Yee that I did yesterday, that Fun Ronnie made a gift to the channel for me to do. I'll be doing another Travis Yee song today because Ronnie wanted me to do another one. My approach to people in life is if I can laugh with you or go deep with you, I like being around you. And the thing is, when you meet somebody for the first time, you don't know if you can laugh with them or go deep with them. This is just my general approach with people, and I enjoy being around people so much. Now, not everybody has a good sense of humor, and not everybody likes to go deep, about the issues in life. Not everybody's desirous of parsing things or looking at the nuances of things and such. And so, fair enough. I'm not saying my way is right. I'm saying that's my own proclivity when I'm with people. And so in a song like this, just like with Travis Yee, who's an Asian country guy, young country artist, who his song was about, like, don't judge a book by its cover, don't judge me, so to speak. And I hope he's not throwing out red herrings there, because a lot of artists who are different in different genres too have made it. But I don't know what his personal challenges are. But in this one, the guy lives in an alley off 8th Avenue. Now, of course, you would be concerned that this person could be dangerous or whatever, and that's fair. Everybody has concerns for their own safety. It's just, whether you believe in evolution or not, most of us are very concerned for our own safety, for our own survival. But that aside, if you meet a guy that just seems to be like a kind soul who has just had a very rough life, maybe due to circumstance, maybe not due to just bad decisions or reckless decisions, he might have something to offer. She might have something to offer. You might be able to go deep with that person, or you might even be able to laugh, or both. That's why this song reminds me of that. But now, as far as just this song goes, I really like Skip's voice. It's definitely a country voice. And it's a masculine voice, but with a sensitivity to the subject matter. And the instrumentation came in really nice. I love the way the instrumentation came in. And then as he got into the storyline, I even like how the lyricist framed it, which was, where his home is like an alley off of 8th Avenue. Didn't tell you the city. That's purposeful, because you don't necessarily want to broaden it. It's not necessary, because if you say it's on 8th Avenue in New York City, well, that's a pretty big street. And it's actually quite a big one. It runs north and south from, I think it goes all the way down to FIDI, Financial District, on up. I don't know if it goes all the way up to Harlem, and if it switches, it might go all the way through. But I know it goes next to Central Park, CPW, Central Park West. But anyway, but if you say like 8th Avenue in Nashville, that might not be as big a street and such. And then you might have all these tourists going there. I don't know why you wouldn't say the city, but you don't need to. There's an 8th Avenue anywhere. You can imagine it. But this is where the guy lives. And it makes the point. And he was just a good dude. And then, like, intriguing enough to where within the narrative of the song, the guy wanted to sit down and have breakfast with him, and he just learned how to be generous. And it's also a spiritually minded song, but it isn't an in-your-face preachy type of song. So like he's the one who felt out of place inside the breakfast place, because they bowed and said grace, and it pricked his conscience, if you will. So all right, what am I going to rate this one here, KP? Maybe there's an 8th Avenue in Beaver, Utah. I don't know. The number that popped into my head on this was a 9.1. It's a nice song, and it's a song that'll get you thinking. So there we have it. Skip Ewing. I've done a number of his songs, and I've liked them. This is my recollection. I like the 3 or 4 songs of Skip's that I've done. So there it is. All right, guys. Be kind to folks. You never know where they're coming from. If they weird you out, just walk away. And if they don't, then maybe you'll learn something from them, and maybe they'll learn something from you too. It's kind of humanity, right? All right, folks, have a great day. I'll see you on another video, and keep rocking the country.
Now Luke carried his Bible in a Crown Royal bag, and he wiped off his brow with an old dirty rag. And he'd tell you straight out just the way he believed.